Are you recording now? Is it recording?
Yes, it's recording.
Right, okay. So we talked about the future and how we might write about the future. And sometimes people's answers about the future are woolly. So let's talk about what things we could write that would be useful. I've said in the past that in the future we might end up in a situation where, because of the proliferation of hardware, software and content and the means of access to the media, that people, through social media especially, can self-represent. I've also put forward the argument that, well, you know, big conglomerates are actually in control of the distribution network, so you're never going to be able to show everybody your film. And yet we're saying, actually, do you know what? There are real situations where we've got a YouTube film festival where you're telling me that young people are watching other young people's videos online and things like that. So because the internet is an infrastructure across the country, across the world, that means... No, it's all right, it's doing... Across the world, that means that we can share these things with each other. So, maybe in the future, we might find that because of things like being able to not just sit in front of a laptop screen and watch YouTube videos just on your Todd like a right lonesome, you could sit with your friends and watch it on a big telly. We might find that transform itself into the cinema as well, so that you can do that in the cinema. I'd ask how important the cinema is to distribution. I'm not sure it's that important anymore. What do you think, Mr. Edwards? Is cinema important to distribution? Is it where the money's to be made?
To some extent.
To some extent, yeah. You're never going to make a blockbuster, but you are going to be able to represent yourself as you want to be represented. And it's not about the truth of the representation, because as Giddens says, we create ourselves. It's about representing the you want to represent, not the real you, because as we've heard from Giddens, there's no such thing as the real you, and from Gauntlet, the real you doesn't exist. It's about how you create yourself, and the tools are in the media to create yourself, but it's a force for change within limits, according to Gauntlet. And don't forget, we're all in this together.